Corey hit me up. He said, it seems like in this new Power 2, Power 4 world we're in, that you are down on the ACC as a whole. On a scale from 1 to 10, does the ACC have a legitimate chance of winning a national title this year? I'm not sure how I'd rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd say no. I don't think they have a national championship contender over there. Now, that's way different than playoff contender, okay? We're no longer in the 4-team era. You're guaranteed to have one team in the playoff. I think the ACC is going to have 2 teams in the playoff. That's my prediction. So it's not a playoff contender. You're asking me, do I look at one of these teams and say, that one right there, I legit could see winning the national title? I can't see a team from this conference winning the national title. I'm going to walk you through why I think that way. It's a very lofty conversation, okay? At Clemson, there's enough question for me around Kay Klubnik and Garrett Riley in year 2 here. I mean, there's a lot of promise. Love those 2 young receivers they've brought in. But then if I get in the playoff and I got to run through a string of Texas and then Notre Dame and then Georgia, if I got to run up against Alabama, if I see Ohio State or Oregon, multiples of those, I mean, is my offensive line where it needs to be? Is my ground game where it needs to be? Can my young receivers get separation against those defensive backs? Can I win several of those games? I don't think Clemson can. If they're there, I don't think they can. Florida State. Mike Norvell thinks the world of the DNA of his team, and I agree. I'm blindly taking his word for that. But you're going to have to show me at Florida State that you've replaced that talent you've lost enough to where not only can you win the ACC and make the playoff, but you could go win 3 games and win the whole thing, win the national title. You're going to have to show me that. DJ Uiagalelei winning a national title. You being able to ask him to win a couple of games for you against the best of the best. That wide receiver core being able to step up and them get separation and then make big plays and change games. Have a dynamic enough offense. That is something I'd have to see to believe. Miami, ironically, if we're talking about talent profiles, Cam Ward's got the best chance to end up being elite enough. Their pass rush has probably as good a chance as any of being able to be elite and game-breaking enough. They've got good running back depth. They've got receivers like Restrepo and then guys that can work downstream of him. Got the kid from Houston that could be a breakout star. The talent profile from Miami probably strikes me as one that's more likely to do it. But you're talking about having to bridge a gulf from underachievement for years and years and years to all of a sudden in 1 year, you're in the playoff and you go win the whole thing. Again, that's a bridge too far for me. I can't see Miami doing it. I can't see Florida State doing it. I can't see Clemson doing it. Solid teams. We're talking about going and beating Oregon and Ohio State. We're talking about going and beating Bama and Georgia and Texas. These teams I don't think are going to do that this year. And not just beating one of them. You got to beat like several of them. That's the whole point.